the phrase that I use a lot was a phrase from a young person when we had to make a video to submit when we were putting in the original tender, and we had to make a video with young people saying why they wanted a youth hub and what type of things. And one of the young people said the phrase, "It will be a place that will be our place. It'll be a place to be safe, and it'll be a place where you can be happy." And you'll see that on a number of things. That there's a poster over there with it on, and it's just something that sort of from day one was like, yes, that sums up what this place is for. So obviously the Youth Investment Fund gave us the money for this building work, and it was an amazing investment that enabled us to produce these resources. And then we recently successfully applied to become an early intervention youth hub for a 12-month pilot, which has enabled us to expand the offer that we are doing here. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the different aspects of the program that comes under the umbrella of the Youth Hub, that includes one-to-one support, mentoring, and group work activities. So you've heard a lot about the listening service. The listening service has expanded amazingly. Last year we had probably 3 or 4 part-time staff. We've now got 8 or 9 nearly full-time staff, and have added qualified counsellors into the mix, and are now able to, we're not developing a counselling service within the listening service, but those young people who are accessing and asking for support, who might need a little bit more, who have got a bit of a longer wait for counselling, can get a short-term counselling support from some of our staff team as well, sometimes in groups, sometimes in one-to-ones. That's a new aspect that is gradually being implemented as part of this. Hopefully you all heard about the Y Mentoring project. Again, we were aware that young people needed, whether it's after 12 weeks of support or just because they want to build a relationship with a positive role model, there's young people in St Helens crying out for a long-term positive relationship. And so naturally we thought, let's develop and add Y Mentoring project, and we are fortunate to have Kayla on board recruiting volunteer mentors from the wider community. And if you haven't connected with Kayla, please do so, because we have definitely got young people that want mentors, but we need to recruit the adult mentors from the community first. So if you know people, or you know great ways of connecting with potential volunteers, please connect with Kayla. We've then got the preventative and support network activities. Stepping Stones is a group that is for young people that small groups are too big for them. We heard from young people that some young people can cope with 10 or 12 young people, but others, if you get them into a small group of 4 or 5, that is a challenge to them. And so we introduced stepping stone groups, which have a mixture of positive activities that still have the same quality of all of our larger groups, but at the same time give young people a chance to develop small relationships with each other and build their confidence, so that hopefully they then feel more confident to go into the slightly larger small groups. And then we have got the 11 to 18 activities, which are Get Active, Get Creative, and the Youth Cafe, and a commitment to do LGBTQI plus support activities. But we want to make sure that the young people are in the heart of that. So we will be working with the young people that come into the Youth Hub to develop the right activities for them, because it's very easy for us to say we will do this, 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 and this, but they know their needs better than anybody, and we need to empower them to be in control. The 18 to 25 activities follow the same pattern. It will be a much smaller support package, but we will be able to support 18 to 25 through the listening service, and through a small number of group activities, again, focused on get active and get creative. Um, Finally, we are also within when the youth cafe is open and when other activities are open, we are looking to do small 20-minute drop-in one-to-ones for those young people that might need somebody to talk to and can't wait for the 4 or 5 weeks for the waiting list or things like that. Overall, all of them put together, along with the quality of the resources that we now have, are about making sure that we invest in young people, making sure we listen to the young people, making sure we help them to make the changes in their lives that help their well-being to be what we know they deserve it to be. When we were talking about the Youth Hub in the community at the beginning, many people doubted this would happen because there has been many promises in the past for youth activities and investment, and for various reasons, they have never come off. And in our consultations, people in the community were saying, is this the one that was promised 5 years ago or 2 years ago? And so there was a bit of shock when it actually happened. But the community over the last couple of months since we've completed the work have been saying, this place is something St. Helens has been waiting for, and this is somewhere that St. Helens needs. Again, I started with the young people, I'll end with the young people. We want this place to be something for young people for the long term, not just for the 12 months of funding and that side of things. So we need relationships, we need funders, we need sponsorship from individuals and commercial organizations, but we need St. Helens to come together for the sake of the young people and help us be here for the long term and deliver a program of support for young people for the long term. You will all be given this on your way out. I thought you were going to be given it at the beginning, which would have made it easier, but on the back it's got ways that you can be involved. Obviously, you can volunteer and become a mentor for one young person for 12 months. You can also, if you were interested, look at volunteering for delivering the group activities and that side of things, because we will also work in that sense as well. You can donate one-off financial gifts to support the purchase of Youth Hub equipment. So you all hopefully were told during the tour that in the creative room, we're still looking to raise between £10,000 to £14,000 to buy equipment for the computers, the digital media, the editing equipment, the stuff that will really make the finishing touches to that area and enable us be something for the creative, because many of the young people don't have those resources at home. Unfortunately, there were some recent bids that we weren't able to bid for due to the size of the organisation, because there was some Merseyside grants that were specifically for digital media side of equipment, which we couldn't go for. But if on the stuff you'll be given, there is an opportunity to donate, because you're here, so we may as well ask you. So you can donate your time, your services to support our mission. Obviously, as I said, this Youth Hub would not have been here if it wasn't for the fact that RD Engineering, Chris at the back here, 18 months ago said, yes, I'll come here and I will help you draw up an initial plan. As it turns out, it looks nothing like the initial plan, but the bid would not have gone in, or the expression of interest would not have been able to be possible without his time and his generous donation of services. And again, you're all in different businesses and services, and there is opportunities to support us in that way. Again, the final one is obviously consider becoming a corporate or individual supporter via regular financial support towards the costs of providing the life-changing support of the Youth Hub. And Just some examples: £45 could pay for 10 free hot meals for young people whose families are struggling. £222 could pay for 12 weeks of one-to-one listening support for one young person. I won't go through the whole list, but there are lots of ways that a small amount from individuals or corporates can really make a massive difference and help us to achieve and continue to achieve the changes in the young people's lives.